Hi everyone, my name's Brandon and I'm a classic car technician here at Porsche Centre Bolton, and today we've got a 993 Carrera 2S in. So in this video I'll be showing you everything we'll be doing to it today. First thing we need to do is get the car on the ramp. We need to perform an inspection so we know exactly what we need to do to this car. I'm going to send the car up on the ramp now to perform the inspection. The reason the inspection is so important is because these cars have a lot of age-related faults. So we just need to give it a good go over before we recommission it and let the customer know and get authorisation to complete the work. Now I've finished the inspection, we can make a start on draining the engine oil and we can start on the transmission as well. Change the engine oil due to it getting contaminated over use, so it's just always best to keep on top of it. So we've just drained the oil from the tank in the sill, and we've also got to drain the oil from the engine crankcase here. And the other thing we have to change is the oil filter. With the transmission oil change, the way we do it is we drain the actual sump plug from there, we take the sump off, and there's a filter that we have to change inside, and when we come to refill it, there's a nice little level sensor here that we can keep an eye on things when we refill it as it's running. Now we're moving on to the electrical fuel pump. Due to the car being stood still for so long, the fuel pump is no longer working, so I'm just going to swap it out for a new one. We're on to changing the brake fluid now, and the reason it's essential to change the brake fluid is because it's hygroscopic, which means over time the brake fluid will absorb moisture, so that just lowers the boiling point of the fluid, and with the temperatures of the brakes it'll cause a few issues, so that's what we're on with right now. Moving on to the front part of the car, and we're going into the front tub section. Under here, we've got a few essentials, like we've got the cabin filters underneath the scuttle panel there. We've got a battery which we've already tested and it does need to be changed. We've had that authorised with the customer. And we've also got the brake fluid reservoir as well. So one thing I like to do now is check the power steering belt. A little trick I've got is get the bore scope, put it down on the top of the engine, and we can actually see the condition of the belt, and luckily in this case it's in a good condition, so I'm happy with that. One of the major things we're changing on the car now is the alternator belt, the fan belt and the aircon belt. The reason for this is because with the car being stood for so long, the belts have hardened up and cracked, and we don't want them snapping while he's driving down the road. We're just finishing off the top end of the engine bay now. I've got my final spark plug to fit. There's 6 on the top and 6 underneath that we have to change. We've done our belts and we're just about to fit our air filter now. Well, to work on these cars is because I'm fully qualified to be a classic car technician through the training Porsche provide. On the classic car training programme, they teach you things like fuel and ignition, engines, chassis, diagnostics, and it's just allowed me to repair all these air-cooled engines, which are all iconic. Before we take the car out on a road test, let's see how it sounds. Now that we've carried out all the work on the car, we're just taking it on a road test, just making sure everything's operating as it should, keeping an eye on all the levels, the temperatures, making sure everything's staying as it should, and yeah, we'll get it back in the workshop and do the final checks. And that's it. All the work's been carried out on the car now, and the vehicle is ready to be handed back to the customer. It's been an amazing experience to be able to put my classic training into practice and work on this vehicle. And if you've got a classic car that you'd like to book in with us, get in touch with our service team.